Hey guys, my name is Doug with Infotainment.com. Today we're working on the new body 2023 and newer Ford F-250 through the F-550 Super Duty trucks. Today we're going to show you guys how easy it is to upgrade from your 8-inch display to the Sync 4 12-inch touchscreen display. It is an amazing upgrade. I think you guys are going to love it. You're going to retain all your factory features using all factory plug-and-play parts by Ford. You're going to replace your display, you're going to replace your APIM, a sync module, along with some plug-and-play wiring. At the very end, you're going to use the OBD Genie programmer to program the vehicle to accept the changes so you could take advantage of this amazing feature. So today we're going to show you how easy it is to install, so let's get started.
All right, so going from the 8 to 12, there is a bunch of things that you're gonna have to remove in here. Nothing is hard, but it may seem a little intimidating just because of the amount of things that you have to remove. But keep in mind, everything is all one size 7mm screw that you're gonna be removing, so you don't have to keep track of all the screws that you're pulling out because they're gonna be all the same size basically. Where we're gonna start is from the top and work our way down. Right up top here, right in the center, you have your little pocket. We're going to remove the little rubber piece that's in there, pull that aside. This radial bezel here, we're going to pull backwards, straight towards you. This is held in with some retaining clips. When you get over to the driver's side, you have your AC trim that you have here. This also pulls to the rear, straight back, just some retaining clips. And once you pop that out, you'll be able to pop this bezel free. You just have a little section here that's being covered by that AC vent, which is why you have to remove that. All right, now way back here on your center console, you have two 7mm screws. Pull those out, and we'll just work our way from the right to the left and pull out all the exposed 7mm screws here. All right, next up, we're gonna pop that top panel out. Pulling straight up, you got clips all the way around it. A little panel tool will help you out. And then right underneath it, you got a single plug. Make sure to unplug that, and we'll set this aside. All right, now we're gonna remove this center dash trim here. And it's basically just clipped in all the way down. All right, we'll set that aside. All right, now we're going to remove this very bottom trim that's wrapped around your transmission tunnel. To the left side of this panel, to the right of your gas pedal, you're going to have a single 7mm screw that you're going to need to remove. Right there. And the rest of this panel is just held in with some retaining clips. So I'm going to work my way over to the passenger side. All right, when you get over to the passenger side, you have this carpeted trim underneath your glove box. What I like to do is just pull that down, just so I can get my fingers behind the passenger side of this panel, just because there's a clip that's aiming towards the center. So instead of pulling straight back, you want to pull it towards the passenger side. All right, now on either side of your center stack, you have these two gray trim pieces. We're going to remove both of them from either side. And now all we have left is a bunch of screws right in the center, and we can pop this piece free. All right, when we remove the 4 screws from the outside here, your whole climate control panel will pop free. And I'm going to go ahead and unplug it. You don't have to, but I'm going to pull it out of the way just so it gives me a little bit more room to work with. All right, and I'm going to set this aside. All right, so now from here, what I'm going to do is remove the last 2 7mm underneath our screen. That's holding this bezel on. Then I'm going to come over to right below the key cylinder And it's gonna pop this panel down just enough to get my drill in there so I can pull out these two 7mm screws. And now with that out of the way, this removed, what you're gonna wanna do if you haven't already is pull your steering wheel out and down, just get it to give you as much clearance as possible. Then I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna pop this panel free. Just like that. These two are attached and the one around your cluster is actually overlapping it. So once you get that free, you can pull the rest of your radial bezel out. Just like that. And you do have some plugs in here, so you're gonna wanna unplug all this stuff before you can remove it. Now that we have this panel out, we're going to want to reuse some of the parts from this panel onto our new one. So we have our 3 buttons that we're going to swap over, as well as our AC vent and these covers. If you have buttons here, you're going to want to swap the buttons over. But for our truck, it's a base model, so we're just going to swap these non-electronic parts over to our new piece, and then we'll be ready for the screen. All right, so what we're going to do is we're basically going to swap over all the parts that we're missing from our old screen to our new screen. So we're gonna start with the AC vent, and basically these are all just a bunch of clips holding these on. So once I get one out, I'll show you what I'm doing exactly. All right, so you can see it's a bunch of little plastic tabs surrounding your AC vent. And what I'm doing with my pick tool, you can use a flathead or a panel tool, is I'm just pulling the clip out and I'm putting pressure on the AC vent at the same time. I'm just working my way around it until the whole thing pops out of those little clips. To put it back in, very easy, you just line it up, you press down and it'll snap back into place and basically self-secure. So we'll do that same thing with the other side. And now we got our buttons at the top here, and these have tabs on either side. I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze those in while pushing forward, and they'll just snap into my new screen housing. All right, and then lastly, we have these either buttons or button covers, like we have the covers. There are also just press-in little clips holding these on. All right, once you get all the parts swapped over, this is what it should look like. Now we'll head back into the vehicle and continue with the install. All right, so next up, we're gonna pull our screen out and our A-pin out. And to remove this screen, you have 4 7mm screws on the face of it, straight to the rear. And you have 2 more right behind your screen aiming down. So once I get these 4 out, you'll see our screen still doesn't pull out. It's because of those 2 that are aiming down in the back. So we'll go ahead and pull that out now. And you can see they basically just bolt in straight into those speed clips right there. We'll get this plug unplugged. There you go. All right, next we'll go ahead and unplug all of our harnesses from our A-pin down here. This one has a little lever on it. You push down on that little lever and the connector will come out of there. And we have 3 T20 torque screws holding this on. All right, we'll pull this out of the way. We'll bring in our new A-pin. All All right, and from here, you're gonna wanna grab the harnesses that we've included in your kit. And we'll get these plugged in. And because this is running up to our screen, we're not using the old one. We're basically going to follow this same line here and have it kind of stick out in that same general area. This is where our 12 inch is going to go. So we're going to want our wires to end up here. And you have another one that is connected to the pass-through. That is for power for your bigger screen. So we'll get both of these. Up here just like that. Now we can grab our new 12-inch screen, slide that into place, get it all plugged in, and it's basically going to be reinstalling everything that we previously removed. All right, from here, we're gonna reinstall the two 7mm screws that are going down behind the screen. And then we'll just continue to reinstall everything that we removed earlier. All right, so from this point, we're just gonna reinstall everything that we removed earlier, starting with all the 7mm that are exposed here. All right, now we got our interior all put back together. We are ready to run our Genie programmer. We're gonna turn the ignition into the on position and plug in our programmer, and we're gonna wait to get a green light from our programmer, and that indicates that everything took, and we'll test out our screen. All right, we got a green light, so we're clear to pull this from the vehicle. Even though the vehicle has been programmed, we will save this, stick it in the glove box, just in case for whatever reason we lose programming, we have the ability to reprogram it.
All right, guys, as you can see, the nice big 12-inch screen, what a big difference between that smaller 8-inch screen up to the premium 12-inch screen with the Sync 4. Here in the audio section here, we do have AM, FM. If you upgrade to Sirius XM, or you currently have it, you'll get that icon there. Your phone settings, you can be all managed through the phone icon. Then you have full GPS navigation. This works really well with the Sync 4 on the 12-inch screen. It gives you all the traditional features of a nav system, and you can play around in the settings in the menu, the orientation, 2D, 3D maps with landmarks. You could save apps into the favorites here. Also with your apps, you'll be able to configure some more information there as well as settings. This is 100% factory, guys, so you will retain all of your factory features. So as an example, this particular truck is equipped with the 360 camera, so you retain that. Your steering wheel controls, both audio and your seek and tune. It is 100% factory, guys, and it works very well. One of the best features of the Sync 4 system is wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So here you notice you got easy access to all your apps that are approved through the Apple CarPlay. One of my favorite features here is the Google Maps with the satellite view. Works really well. But again, you get access to all the different apps, Spotify, Waze, no matter what, and it works extremely well. All right, guys, that's just one upgrade we did to this truck. We also added satellite radio with HD. We added the full digital premium cluster. We did the rain sense wipers, automatic headlights. There's so much that we offer over at infotainment.com. Thank you so much for watching.